face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello and greetings. I am Sami Mohammed from Pulse of Africa News. We highlight inspiring stories and key moments that are shaping Africa. Let's begin with African Union officials' call for stronger solidarity. The 51st Ordinary Session of the African Union Permanent Representatives Committee opened today at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa. Held under the theme Assuring Sustainable Water Availability and Safe Sanitation, the session brings together ambassadors accredited to the African Union, senior officials of the African Union Commission, and representatives of various AU organs to review pressing continental issues ahead of the next AU Summit. Addressing the opening session, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mohamed Ali Yusuf, said the upcoming 39th Ordinary Summit of the African Union is scheduled to take place from February 14 to 16, 2025. He noted that the summit will focus heavily on peace and security challenges, particularly the situations in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, Sudan, and Libya. The Commission will endeavor to use all available means to find solutions, Yusuf said. He added the Peace and Security Council will act promptly and dynamically to address the various crises facing our nations.
The 39th Summit of the African Union will be held from 14 to 16 February in a very difficult context. We have a lot to do, particularly in the area of peace and security. In the east of the DRC, the Sudan, Libya, and Sahel, and other challenges, and a new change, unconstitutional change of government took place in Madagascar. Benin escaped it by very little, and the Commission will endeavor to act with all the available means to bring solutions. The Peace and Security Council will act quickly and with dynamism in order to pronounce itself on the different crises.
The chairperson further stressed that the current international environment has become increasingly complex, making solidarity among African countries more critical than ever. He urged member states to adjust to present realities and strengthen reliance on domestic resources while safeguarding collective interests.
Increased cohesion will enable us to overcome these events. We have to adapt ourselves to the present circumstances, and to rely more on ourselves. Of course, you should know, and it is my personal conviction, that it will no longer meet our expectations given the international relations, that is, if you want to rely on others to help you because of the problems that multilateralism is facing.
Chairperson of the PRC to the African Union, Ambassador Professor Miguel Cesar Domingos Membe, emphasized the Commission's determination to address peace and security challenges using all available mechanisms, including the work of commissioners, special envoys, and the panel of the wise. He further highlighted ongoing institutional reforms, particularly within the peace and security architecture, aimed at strengthening stability and resilience across the continent. Referring to the broader global context, Membe said declining financial resources, rising tariff barriers, and restrictive visa regimes are increasingly affecting African countries and limiting the free movement of people. He called on member states to remain adaptable, promote self-reliance, and sustain strategic partnership even as global trends shift toward protectionism and unilateralism.
Financial and budget issues that are also crucial for us to allow our union to have the necessary means to undertake its mission with efficacy. Our heads of states and government will also be called upon to continue with our institutional reforms and with the objective of making our union more operational, more less reliant on external partners. These reforms are very important for us to face the challenges of the future.
Delegates are expected to review the agenda over the next 15 days, with the African Union Commission providing technical and administrative support throughout the process. Algerian President Abdelmadjid Tebboune has commended the country's significant progress in digitalizing information and data across all sectors. He highlighted the achievement during a cabinet meeting he chaired on Sunday. According to an official statement, the presidency noted that Algeria has reached a very advanced level in digitalization and has begun linking and analyzing data, a development expected to help identify imbalances and enable the state to implement appropriate solutions in due course. He emphasized that continuous data updates are essential to ensure accurate analysis and proper use by the relevant government institutions, adding that digitalization is a key pillar improving governance, transparency, and public service delivery. President Tebboune also urged all government departments to establish specialized technical teams responsible for the daily updating of the national digital database, stressing the importance of timely, accurate, and reliable data to support effective decision-making.
In Ethiopia, more homes and businesses now have access to electricity. Access to power supports education, healthcare, and local businesses. Light changes lives.
The luxury cruise liner MV Azamara journey has docked at the port of Mombasa, marking its maiden voyage to the East African coast and underscoring a strong rebound in cruise tourism. The arrival comes just a week after MV Crystal Symphony called at Mombasa, signaling a busy season for cruise tourism in Kenya. Azamara journey arrived with 669 international tourists and 386 crew members for a 2-day stay. Passengers are set to enjoy a range of excursions, including safaris to the Masai Mara, Amboseli, and Savo East, as well as city tours and cultural experiences in and around Mombasa. Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, Ms. Rebecca Miano, welcomed the vessel and noted 140% surge in cruise tourism, which has significantly contributed to the country's rising visitor numbers. Kenya Ports Authority Managing Director Captain William Ruto reaffirmed the authority's commitment to marking cruise tourism and enhancing port infrastructure, adding that more cruise vessels are expected to call at the port of Mombasa during the current season. The Azamara journey sailed to Mombasa from Zanzibar and will next head to Ele Diage in Seychelles. Nigerian artists secured a string of victories at the 9th All African Music Awards. Global superstar Burna Boy claimed the prestigious Album of the Year award for his latest work, No Sign of Weakness. He also shared the award for Best African Collaboration with fast-rising compatriot Shallow Poppy, who separately won the coveted Song of the Year for his hit single Laho, which made waves on social media. The week-long event, which had a diverse group of music experts from across Africa and diaspora as jurors, brought together industry professionals, culminating in ceremony where Nigeria's current musical powers was firmly on display. Leading the tally for the evening was Rema, who took home 3 awards: Artist of the Year, Best Male Artist in Western Africa, and Best African Artist in R&B and Soul. Other notable Nigerian winners included Yemi Alade, who won Best Soundtrack in a Movie, Series, or Documentary for her song You Are from the animated series Iyanu, and veteran rapper Phyno named Best African Artist in African Hip Hop. The award also celebrated emerging talent. King Madi was crowned Most Promising Artist of the Year, while Shella earned the title of African Fans Favorite. While Nigerian Star dominated the ceremony, celebrated talent from across Africa, Senegal's Bakao Dayon won Songwriter of the Year, and Algeria's DJ Mo Green, who scooped DJ of the Year award ahead of some notable South African DJs. Now to business news. African Export-Import Bank has provided $64 million acquisition finance facility to Levene Energy Development Limited. The facility supports Levene Energy equity commitment to Bluecore Gas in Franco Limited, enabling the acquisition of 30% equity stake in Azamara Limited, one of West Africa's leading gas and power infrastructure companies. This landmark transaction provides Levene Energy with direct entry into Nigeria's regulated midstream and downstream gas sectors. It marks a significant diversification from its core oil and refined petroleum products trading business into stable, long-term infrastructure-backed earnings, reflecting Levene Energy's objective to transition to a fully integrated energy company with recurring revenue streams anchored on infrastructure-backed assets. Beyond its commercial significance, the investment supports regional energy transitional goals by expanding access to natural gas. Azamara is strategically positioned to lead Nigeria's energy transitions through its investment in gas infrastructure, power generation, and cleaner energy solutions. With a robust project pipeline, strong regional partnership, and a restructured business model, Azamara is well equipped to deliver sustainable growth and deepen its impact across West Africa's energy landscape. The partnership between Afreximbank and Levene Energy dates to 2019, beginning with the trade finance facilities. It has since evolved into strategic collaboration supporting Levene's transformation from a downstream operator into a major Pan-African trader and now a gas infrastructure investor. South Africa is reviewing the main reference rate commercial banks used to price trillions of francs of loans to clients. The rate has been fixed at 350 basis points above the policy rate since 2001, with no timelines set for changes. Potential reforms could include abolishing the reference rate or adjusting the spread, which would affect mortgages, overdrafts, vehicle finance, and credit cards. Experts say narrowing the gap could lower consumer debt costs and improve loan access for businesses, though bank profitability and financial stability must be preserved. A prior review nearly 20 years ago concluded the spread had little long-term effect on lending rates. Any reform will involve consultation with market participants, similar to the introduction of the new Zaronia reference rate replacing GBAR for short-term financial contracts. Now to sport news. CAF condemns unacceptable behavior of players and officials during Total Energies CAF AFCON Morocco 2025 and opens investigation into match incidents during QF, Cameroon versus Morocco, as well as Algeria versus Nigeria. CAF has collected recent match reports and video evidence indicating potentially unacceptable behavior from some players and officials. It has opened an investigation into match incidents during the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025 quarter-final fixtures between Cameroon and Morocco, as well as Algeria and Nigeria. CAF has referred the matters to the disciplinary board for investigation and has called for appropriate action to be taken if the identified persons were to be found guilty of any wrongdoing. CAF is also reviewing footage of an incident involving members of the media who allegedly misbehaved in the mixed zone area. CAF strongly condemns any inappropriate behavior which occurs during matches, especially those targeting the refereeing team or match organizers. Appropriate action will be sought against anyone whose behavior is not consistent with professional conduct at CAF events. That's all for this hour. Thank you for tuning in and goodbye.